Painkiller Ghosts, Chapter 16, Part 2. Now is now, and this is how it is. This is 6 o'clock, a couple of days later, and Time's gunshot wound is healing, almost healed, so far as he can tell. He's gotten used to the sour taste of Percocet as he crushes one with his molars. No water for a chaser. It gets onto his tongue and throat, and his tongue feels heavy. He knows the bandages will be off soon, and he's still a little confused. First, what the hell happened? And two, where's his camera? But he's still got some pills to help the pain, and he's supposed to start physical therapy sessions soon, but he thinks he might just skip them. Now, he's sitting on the sofa with a remote control in his right hand, even though he's not changing the channels. He likes to make tacos for lunch. He likes to smash up 3 pain pills with a penny and then scatter them into the cheese, stick it in the oven, and melt it. He likes to suck on a pain pill as he stares at the news and eats an orange ice cream push-up. It's been a few weeks since Chastity shot him. He watches the news and fiddles around this new camera and is starting to take walks again. Not as long as the walks used to be, not yet. Not with all the pain pills in his system. But it's fall outside, and he likes to walk on cool afternoons. Not too far, in case he gets too dizzy from his pills, or he laughs to himself, in case he even gets lost. Lost so close to home. It's happened before. He laughs and raises his hand up to eye level. He makes a fist. It hurts a lot. He has hand exercises to do. He's happy his other hand is still strong. He thinks his other hand may even still have gotten stronger than it used to be. He's hungry. He'll go to the kitchen, open a cabinet, pull out a can of tuna, and then open it with a can opener. After he drains out the sick gray liquid, he pulls some pills and a penny from his pocket. He puts the coin on the pill, and with his thumb initiates a circle-like movement and crushes the pill. Then dutifully gets the entire pill and the tuna still in the can, scoops in a scoop of vegan mayo, and eats it. He sits now, camera nearby, watching the journalists on TV in Iraq, Syria, Israel. Time sits on the sofa, holding the remote control in one hand and exercising the shot hand, slowly making fists, then release, fist, release, fist, release. He eats a pill, crunching it in a handful of trail mix. He hears the sound of paws scratching on the front door, but opens it and sees nothing but smells dirty fur. He looks down, dizzy, and sees little drops of water on the concrete steps, drops of drool. He thinks he hears a jingle. He thinks he feels air rush by him. Now it's now, and this is how it is. Suzanne is a little late to work today, late to her writing job because she was up late writing. She's wearing sunglasses, has her hair up, and is carrying a mug with 3 sips of cold tea left in it. She opens the first set of double glass doors, and then as she's opening the second to go into the lobby, she drops the coffee mug and tears off her sunglasses. It is 9:45 a.m. now. People have been coming in the doors for almost 2 hours, and they've all seen what Suzanne's looking at right now. She's looking at color prints of herself in the supply room, clearly her, topless, with him, Stan, in her mouth. And then there are photos taken from her table in the kitchen, of her on the countertop with her legs spread and the nude rear of a man covering much of her body in the shot. But her head was hanging to one side, and as with the other photo, it's clearly her, and she's the only recognizable person. 2 men are leaving the building. They pause to look at the photos, not sure what they are at first, and then they look at her, turn away quickly, and leave through the outside set of doors. She kicks the mug to the side of the entryway, leaves the pictures where they are, opens the door, and storms down the hallway to the magazine's office. On the door to the office are more shots. These color shots of her. She tears half of these off the front door of the office and opens the door, going straight to her desk. She stares around the room, and people look at her and then quickly look away. She stands there, silently, and then gathers a few of her personal items and puts them into her purse. No one approaches her. No one calls out to her. While she's taking cards from her Rolodex, she sees Stan at his desk, smiling, not looking at her. Both of his hands are above his desk at this time. She picks up a large coffee mug, one she eats soup from on rainy days, throws it at him across the room with more energy she used in a decade. The mug hits the desk, and a few clumps of 3-day-old soup spurt up onto him. But the mug misses him and keeps going, and then shatters into pieces on the floor. Stan sits there, feigning bewilderment. She stares at him and then says, "Slime," and she picks up her things and turns to leave, walking by the editor's office and offers a simple "I quit" as a farewell. As she walks through the doors, she takes a cigarette lighter from her purse and sets all the pictures of her and Stan on fire. She turns and walks to her car without looking back. She already feels better. Now it is 6 hours later, nearing the end of the same day. Time, bearded, hair still short, a pill wedged next to his back left molar, a red baseball hat pulled low, left hand still in bandages, walks into the office with a wooden rolling pin in his right hand. He walks up to the desk that Suzanne had hurled a coffee mug at this morning. "Stan?" Stan looks up from his computer screen when he hears his name, and simultaneously, Time swings the rolling pin square into Stan's nose. There is an audible crack, and then blood, and Stan falls away from his desk and ends up on his hands and knees, screaming, 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 blood pouring down his chin and onto the floor. Blood is on the floor and is on his desk, though not much got on the rolling pin, which Time notes pleasantly. Without a word, Time turns and walks out of the office, barefoot on the hallway carpet that was dampened by the fire sprinklers that morning from the burning pictures. He swallows the pain pill and walks back home. He smiles as he hears the jingle of the dog tags close behind him. A squirrel darts in front of him across the sidewalk, and Time smiles to himself as he hears the jingle of dog tags race by him, and the furry rodent runs up a tree. The squirrel goes halfway up the tree and then turns back, looking down, looking for something and staring at nothing, confusion on his tiny face. Time hears a bark, but sees nothing around him. He looks around, and seeing no one around, he looks towards the tree, snaps his fingers twice, whistles and says, "Come on, let's go home." Wag, wag. The next morning, people passing by the office saw a man with a bandaged nose in the hallway scrubbing burn marks off of the door. His nose would never look the same. Later still, people going home from work could see Stan carrying a box with photos and a coffee mug, this one not broken, and heading to his car. He'd been fired. He's a creep, not a virgin.